Hey folks, and welcome back to West Yorkshire Retro Gamer. Tonight I'm going to do a stupidly, crazily, mega early Premier League prediction as to where the 20 teams for the upcoming season are going to finish. Got the top four that will likely qualify Champions League, and then 5th and 6th that will get Europa League and Europa Conference League, the rest of the top half, most of the bottom half, and then the 3 teams getting relegated. So without further ado, let's crack into it. Usually I'd go alphabetical in terms of the name of the team. This time I'm going to go a little different. I'm going to go from bottom to top, relegated, working up to the top 4. I'm going to do more Premier League predictions closer to the time of the season starting. So this one's potluck, if truth be told. So let's see how we do. Unfortunately for them, I think Sunderland might get relegated. They've got a lot of work to do because they've got a lot of recruitment they need to do. Their squad is so young. It's going to be boys against men unless they get some much needed experience. So just purely for that reason alone, and the fact that the manager's never managed in the Premier League before as well, in Lebris, their form tailed off massively towards the end of the season as well, pretty much because they knew they were guaranteed 4th place. But their squad is so young. They need to add some Premier League experience in there. So on this early basis, I've got to put Sunderland there. Next, going down with them, I'm going to add Burnley to the mix. Burnley's defence was insanely strong in the Championship, but they're going to be coming up against world-class players, especially teams at the very top. And they may be able to withhold these teams for maybe 70 or 80 minutes, but then the quality is surely going to show through. So I really do think that Burnley, they might struggle to score goals as well. I mean, they did improve the scoring towards the latter half of the season in the Championship, but they're going to need some serious extra firepower. So for that reason, I think that Burnley might join Sunderland in going straight back down. This might be a little bit of heart over head, but I'm not going to say that Leeds are going to join them. I think that Leeds will break the mould. I don't think by much. Leeds could very well finish 17th, but that would break the mould. And as much as I would love to put Man United as the other team getting relegated, there would be nothing that would bring me much more joy than seeing Leeds survive and Man U get relegated. I cannot lie, I am a Leeds fan, so I'm just going to put it out there, I don't care. But I don't think that's going to happen. So, which team is going to break the mould of avoiding what has happened in recent seasons? I'm going to say Wolves. I don't think Wolves have been that great for a little while now. The whole Portuguese revolution seems to have slowly died down in more recent seasons, and they only got 42 points, which in a normal season would have only kept them up by about 2 points instead of considerably more, due to the bottom clubs being so bad. So yeah, I don't think that's an outrageous shout. They lost 20 games out of 38. minus 15 goal difference, 69 goals conceded. And albeit they scored a reasonable amount with 54, if you've got such a leaky defence, that ain't going to keep you up. So that's my relegation zone. So I may as well start off with my team, Leeds. I think they'll scrape survival. You know, we're not going to have a breakout season like we did under Bielsa when we finished 9th. You know, times have changed since then. Squad's changed, management's changed, ownership's changed. You know, it's a whole different ballgame for Leeds now. But I do feel that they will get the recruitment right. They've got a very wealthy ownership model at this moment in time, and if they get the recruitment right, they can break the mould, but it is going to be incredibly difficult. I am not under any illusions whatsoever. Leeds surviving, and even if they survive on goal difference, I don't even care. I just want Leeds to stay up, but I do believe Leeds will get 17th and they will stay up, but it's going to be close. That 18th position could be very close between, you know, a lot of these clubs that are about to be mentioned. Next up, you see, this is a bit of a close one now, because any of the teams that finish between 7th and 17th, you could imagine a little bit of a shake-up between all of them, I think, in terms of position. The top 6 have a chance of finishing top 6 again this new season, there's no doubt. Again, not necessarily in the same order, but I think the top 6 are relatively established as a top 6 at the moment. So, where do you then go from there? I'm going to say... I'm going to stick my neck out here and say that Bournemouth are going to lose Iraola to... It could be something like either the Spain job, or it could be, you know, one of the big boys in the Spanish league. You know, maybe someone like an Atletico Madrid or something like that. I don't think he'll necessarily get approached by Barcelona or Real Madrid, but he'll get poached, and I think that will scupper Bournemouth's chances of repeating the top half finish that they've had. So I'm going to say a major drop off for Bournemouth. I mean, again, we're only talking bottom half, so they might only drop down by a couple of places. I'm not doing these by exact places at this point, but I'm going to say Bournemouth will drop into the bottom half. Apologies if any of these badges don't fit either. I don't really know how to make the slots bigger, if you like. Who else is going to join them in the bottom half? Brentford. Don't see Brentford getting in the top half really. Oh, and again, they've scraped it. You know, they've scraped it in that area. But I think Brentford could have a bit of a drop off as well, really. Again, you've got your regular candidates. Well, I say regular candidates. I mean, Everton's moving into a big stadium, but that's not gonna get them top half. So I'm going to put them in there. Same with West Ham. Everton and West Ham seasons haven't been great, have they? So I think they'll probably be in and around there. Same with Crystal Palace. Again, they're just known for being a you know, like a middle to bottom half team, aren't they? Really, they're very established. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, like Everton, West Ham, and Palace, very established Premier League teams at this particular point. You know, there's no getting around, no getting away from that. But I do believe bottom half for them. Fulham, again, have established themselves the last couple of seasons. And how many bottom half is that now? Is that the full bottom half? it'd be 20th, 19th, 18th, 17th, 16th, 15th, 14th, 13th, 12th, and 11th. Yeah, so that's the entire bottom half then. So, right. So let's maybe go the other way around this time. So top four. Who's going to finish in that top four? I think Man City might win the league. I think they've had their blip season. I don't think the owners are going to allow another blip season. So I think they'll win it. Arsenal's going to keep getting their traditional second, with Liverpool having a drop off to third. I think they'll focus more on Champions League, and they might just drop off in the Premier League because of that. And I still think that there might still be a bit of a top. What do you call it? A bit, still a bit of a traditional top four. So I think, unfortunately, Chelsea will probably still nick that. So then what are we left with? We're left with Newcastle, Man U, Brighton, Tottenham, Forest and Villa. I think probably Newcastle. I think probably Newcastle and Villa. I think for the 2 Europa spots, Europa League, Europa Conference League. And then, it pains me to say this, and I'm kind of going from the bottom. Well, no, I mean I'll put these in order then. So, let's say, oh no, they missed out on Europe, didn't they? Just about, the Forest, but for a long time it looked like they were going to get Europe, didn't it? So, how about we say this? So in order, how about we say, I still think there'll be a drop off. Brighton just seem to be churning out decent players, like kind of buying them cheaper than selling them for God knows what, don't they? They always drive an hard bargain. Owner's a poker player, isn't he, Tony Bloom, so that'd be why. Let's go Brighton 7th, Forest 8th, Tottenham 9th, Man U 10th. And I don't know why I'm putting those two in the top half, because those two have been absolutely flipping dire. Let's not beat around the bush. They've been terrible. Shocking. Absolutely dreadful, and I love it. I can't lie, I'm sorry. Being a Leeds fan, I just love it. But there we have it, folks. A very loose prediction in terms of who's going to finish where. I mean, if I was going to adjust things if we're going position-wise, so we'll start from the bottom of each one and kind of work up, if you like. I think. Oh no. So I'll tell you what. So I think Sunderland finished last. Alright, so we'll put them there. So 20th Sunderland, 19th Burnley. If this will switch, there we go. 18th Wolves. Leeds, 17th. As I say, I think Bournemouth are going to lose Areola. I think he'll get poached. So I'm sorry, Bournemouth fans. I'm going to drop you all the way down. I think Brentford will kind of stick with you on that one as well. They'll have a bit of a drop off. Fulham, Palace. I think West Ham and Everton will probably have improved seasons. So yeah, I'll sit with it like that. Those are in order. Those are in order. And those are in order. yeah, so there we go. So 20th Sunderland, 19th Burnley, 18th Wolves, 17th Leeds, 16th Bournemouth, 15th Brentford, 14th Fulham, 13th Crystal Palace, 12th West Ham, 11th Everton, 10th Man U, 9th Tottenham, 8th Nottingham Forest, 7th Brighton, 6th Aston Villa, 5th Newcastle, 4th Chelsea, 3rd Liverpool, 2nd Arsenal, and 1st Man City. So there you go. These aren't based on much of anything right now, and my predictions could be completely different. I'd love them to be different. I'd love for me to be able to predict a certain team that I've said 10th. Like Tottenham and Man U. I mean, are they really going to have two consecutive seasons in the bottom half? I mean, I'd love it. I'd love it if them, along with Chelsea and Liverpool, I'd love to see all four of those fail miserably. Just because I'm a Leeds fan and I don't like them. Simple. I don't have a lot of beef with Arsenal or Man City. But I've never liked Liverpool, never liked Chelsea, never liked Spurs, never liked Man U. So I'd be quite happy to see those four fail miserably. But yeah, very, 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 very early on predictions. This is not based on anything at all, really. Just for a bit of a laugh. Again, I've tried to be fairly realistic. Like, I don't think there's anything stupidly outlandish that I've mentioned here. If Bournemouth keep Areola, they probably finish higher. But I mean, it could be, it could be really close between those other clubs in that bottom half area. Some of those could sneak into the top half. Brighton could maybe find some form again and get back into maybe the 5th and 6th position. But again, Newcastle and Villa seem to be on an upward trajectory these days. They've finished 5th and 6th this time. I don't see any reason why they can't finish 5th and 6th again, quite frankly. And the top four is the same as the top four, just in a slightly different order. I mean, Brighton and Forest, where do they finish? Yeah, they finished 7th and 8th. So I mean, again, I've not really changed anything there either. But West Ham and Everton, 13th and 14th. Prop them up a little bit to 11th and 12th. Basically swapping with Brentford and Fulham. And Crystal Palace for that matter. Oh, God. Yeah. So, I mean, there's not a lot to go on, is there, really, at this stage? It's so early. You don't know who's going to be in all the squads. I mean, all the teams that are already the established top 17, they're already in a stronger position than the other three coming up. And as I say, my Leeds prediction there is purely based on where I want them to finish, not where I think they might. I mean, there's every chance to go back down just like the others, but I feel with Leeds' finances that they've got available, with the ownership, they've got to still stay within PSR, but they're going to be slightly better equipped than Burnley and Sunderland, in my opinion. But it's going to be insanely tough for Leeds, Burnley and Sunderland to break this mould that's happened over the last 2 seasons. It's becoming very monotonous now, isn't it? So something's got to change. But we shall see what happens. Anyway, we'll stick it at that for now. I'll do a more in-depth, more detailed prediction later on towards the start of the new season. But in the meantime, do please give the video a like, Do please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you later.